You can't do that to the robots now. You know what I always wondered? There's a bus right at the beginning of King's Row. Why don't the attacking team just get on that and take it to the end? Don't even worry about fighting. Just take the bus, man.
What are they taking into the foundry anyway? Is it a bomb? I thought it was a bomb.
What's that? Maybe. I mean, what's that bus for if not taking it to the end of the map?
Yeah, just load the bomb in the bus there.
Not taking it.
Big enough.
Who knows? Well, look at this composition actually from Rise Nation coming in on defense. They're running the Symmetra, they're running the Bastion. This is getting awesome already, man. New Symmetra is in the house. I'm excited. She can throw shields at people. That hasn't been cool since Captain America did it.
Oh, wait. Well, maybe not.
No, come on. Don't do this.
I think you got excited, guys. It was just trolling the casters a little bit right there.
It's too late. No, you can't. You can't. You have to.
Retsu, you have to be on the road, Hog. Sorry, no. Your dreams are shattered. It's back to quad tank.
Dream is dead.
Quad tank with the Ana and the Lucio. Much more of what we expected to see here. Fnatic maybe taking a peek with the Widowmaker at least early. They will probably be swapping over with Cool Matt.
Yeah, he's already swapping over that Zarya now, so. All right, we got the quad tank versus quad tank, kind of what we expected to see, but you know, with these two teams, they have been teams that have been willing to mix it up, so maybe later we'll see a little bit of variation here. If anyone's going to do it, it's probably going to be these guys. Hook already onto the D.Va, bringing it in early on. Budge just firing away with that right click, and Fnatic going in deep. See if they can actually take the point here.
Yeah, it really is just Reinhardt shield wars in the current meta right now, as well as who can land that first hook, but Bud's getting the advantage, so yep.
It's taken down a couple kills for Fnatic though on the other side, so Rise Nation in a little bit of trouble here. Destro gonna go down, and really good starting push for Fnatic here. On the point, Midnight on his own in the D.Va suit, gets popped out. And I don't know if they're going to last much longer. They've already got a little bit of controls percent built up, but the respawns are going to start coming in soon. Looks like they might be able to get it. Yeah, Rise Nation just holding off. No, they're going to actually try to fight for this. Spirit jumping on that Zarya. Here comes Retsu from the side with the Roadhog. Doesn't land the hook. They've got Destro on the Reinhardt on the point right now, just trying to delay it as much as they could. But this is dangerous, man.
I think this is not a good push coming in here from Rise Nation. I mean, they are just sort of filtering in one by one. And they had a chance to get a nice defense there right at the choke point, which is the easiest spot for the defense to actually control the pace of the escort, at least from point 1 to point 2.
This is probably going to cost them here.
It's going to cost them quite a bit of payload time. Yes, it takes a long time on King's Row for that payload to move out of the garage, but it is it's going to be dicey. And not only that, but Fnatic, I mean, look at what they're coming in with too. We've got 4 ults up right now. Ult economy for Rise Nation is basically 20 to 30% behind at the moment. So this is going to be a really free push into the second point.
Yeah, here we go. Met69 landing that Graviton Surge right away. Where's the follow-up though? The damage comes. Oh, that's a follow-up. Holy with the D-Vault. And that is pretty much how you do it, man. Fnatic landing the Wombo combo, and they're going to push this payload a long way.
Yeah, I mean, yes, they had to use 3 ults to do that, but they keep the Nano Boost, they keep the Earth Shatter, and Rise Nation still just waiting on some more ult charge. Desro dropped the Earth Shatter, wasn't enough right there, and they're going to be dealing with a push with basically just a Nano Boost as they try and hold in the Foundry. This has been incredibly one-sided from Fnatic.
Yeah, it certainly has, man. Custa waiting for that good Nano Boost opportunity. Drop the Bionic Grenade. Bionic Grenade, there we go. I got the name eventually. It's the first match, guys. Give me a chance. Explosion, blocked. Midnight does get the kill on the Buds, though. So Fnatic stalled out for just a moment. Cool Matt 69, though, jumping down behind the Roadhog. Of course, Retsu back a little bit. He's going to push in with the whole hog, just trying desperately to keep them off of that point B, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold him back by himself. No, that's about it. They got a few more people on the point now, so Fnatic having a little bit of trouble pushing the payload the rest of the way. Did I say they were having trouble? I'm sorry, I cast or cursed them a little bit there. Sorry, Rise Nation.
Yeah, and Rise Nation, they keep trying these pretty desperate defenses right at the end of some of these points.
Yeah.
And what it does when you play like this is that it means that if you lose that fight, which Rise Nation has been doing consistently, then you give up so much ground for the payload to move immediately thereafter. And it does really weaken your defense. It's not really worth taking these battles, and we're seeing why.
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot of aggressive teams do that here. It's the Graviton Surge coming in for Rise Nation. Where's the follow-up? They landed a big Biotic Grenade, and yeah, that's how you do it, man. Earth Shatter coming through there, following up on that lack of healing from the Biotic Grenade. It's a solid team fight win for Rise Nation, probably the first one we've seen all match.
Yeah, good chaining of CC, using the Zarya ult straight into the Reinhardt ult there, and that's been the first time Rise Nation has had an ult advantage, though. Fnatic, they can take the wipe. They're still building their way back up. They're going to be coming in with 4 ults very soon as Stoop and Cool Matt get all the rest of the way up. You have to deal with a D.Va.
Everyone get away? Yeah, they do. They avoid the self-destruct from D.Va, and now Rise Nation having to back off a little bit. Havocool going to throw the D-Vault in there. Is he going to catch anyone with it? Maybe. Destro jumps onto it with the shield, only getting one. A kill for each D.Va here, but now Havocool unloading behind that Reinhardt shield. Nice boop. Nobody getting knocked off there, but it does put the D.Va in a good position to do some damage. Meanwhile, Spirit kind of on his own behind the payload here, and that's going to be Fnatic continuously pushing, and they're getting pretty close to finishing this map.
Yeah, really dangerous time here. No ultimates available for Rise Nation. Coolmat will be able to keep them off the payload by using that Graviton Surge once everybody gets back into position. Huge do-or-die time here, really, for Rise.
And here it is. It could be the former or the final push, rather. Buds goes for the hook. There's a nano boost onto Destro as he's going to charge in Coolmat, see what he can do with that. But yeah, again, the Reinhardt kind of on his own. The Earthshatter didn't end up doing a whole lot. They dropped the sound barrier just to keep people healthy, but Fnatic just keeps rolling forward. Midnight going to be able to block the payload from moving for a little while. There's a Graviton Surge, but looks like not really any follow-up coming in for Rise Nation. And Faz just trying to keep the payload stalled on Lucio for the moment. Buds goes for the hook, misses it, finally gets a left click on the lock to take him out. And that's going to be about it as the payload goes ever closer. Graviton Surge to finish things off. Destro, the last man standing, but the payload moves, and that's going to be 2:51 left in the time bank for Fnatic. A great first push for them.
I really liked how they managed their ult economy on that last push. Coolmat just played it cool, and it stayed there exactly. Like his name implies. It stayed, played it cool, and kept that Graviton Surge until the very, very end of that push.
Yeah.
Deliberate use one by one of the ultimates to control and make sure that payload was still moving while they didn't overcommit to it. I mean, impressive first map there from Fnatic. Pretty straightforward game. And Rise, they really need to take a step back right now, reevaluate which of these fights that they're going to be taking. If you have that advantage, if you're sure you have an ult advantage, sometimes it can be okay to fight at the end of some of these points, but they really didn't. And so continuously losing that gave a lot of free time for Fnatic to push on the map.
Well, you see a lot of aggressive teams, a lot of newer teams maybe to the top levels of Overwatch, you know, play that aggressive defense where they try to fight too hard for those points. And that works if you're mechanically better than the other team, but when you get to this
Or you have an ult advantage.
Or you have an ult advantage too, but when you get to this point, a lot of times it's better to just back off, regroup, and I think we saw how you can get punished if you don't do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So swapping sides here now. Fnatic on the defense, and it's going to be Rise Nation trying to set a good time, but man, they have a mountain to climb in this one. Nearly 3 minutes in the time bank for Fnatic, and that's going to be pretty tough for Rise Nation to match. And
we're looking like we're going to see more quad tank. I mean, people who have been watching the evolution of this meta on this patch, of course, with the rise of D.Va. The Zarya left click, the beam allows you to shoot through the D.Va barrier, basically. So we've seen more and more Zarya coming up, as well as just comboing very well with the D.Va ultimate, which is still quite powerful. You have the Graviton Surge, or you have the Earthshatter to really set up with the CC for those big kills like we saw in the first half of this map.
Yep, poor old Reaper. Replace the tank killer with another tank. What do you do, man? You can't shoot through that D.Va defense matrix.
No, I mean, D.Va will 1v1 him all day, so that's a slight problem right now.
Pretty much. Well, here we go. Rise Nation going aggressive here on the point, trying to squeeze between the statue and the building. Retzi goes fishing, but doesn't hook anyone. Meanwhile, Destro gets pulled in by Fnatic. That Reinhardt shield getting a little bit low. I think it did just get taken out. Havocool, though, got the kill onto Destro, so that's one less tank that Fnatic has to worry about. There's Midnight getting knocked out. Nice hook. Ooh, Zarya saved by the wall, and Buds has to take a breather, literally, in the hotel. And Fnatic, though, looking like they're having no trouble holding this point for now.
And so much of this meta, though, is about breaking that Reinhardt shield quickly because it's about setting up for Roadhog hooks. And when you have the Reinhardt barrier, does just bounce right off of it. And right there we see the importance. As soon as Desro's shield gets dropped, he gets hooked in, then they start snowballing the fight off of the initial pick. And Fnatic is going to take a pretty convincing first hold.
All right, it's Grandma Boost time. There he goes, Destro moving in with the Nano Boost, and the Nano Boost on the Reinhardt on the other side as well, swinging away at each other, which is kind of entertaining to watch, but not too productive. Meanwhile, kills coming in other parts of the fight right now, and Fnatic still looking like they're controlling this point just fine. Coolmat 69 even has that Graviton Surge to work with, and lock is dropped. Drop lock and pop in. Yes,
is that
kind of reverse a little bit there, I guess. Yeah. Hey, pop lock. dropped him.
No, I think the drop lock and pop it is exactly what you wanted there, Noah.
There you go. All right. It worked out for Fnatic, I guess.
And Fnatic's still playing with a pretty significant ult advantage, like they have basically this entire map so far. Their management has been good, and here we go.
Yeah, Graviton Surge went for the Tobelstein, and there is the self-destruct. Hoppercool gets another big bang, the biggest bang, and Fnatic with a solid defense here on point A. I mean, I think this map might end right here.
Yeah, well, we still got 2 minutes. A lot of ults were just used by Fnatic. Rise Nation, they're going to be coming in right now when they have basically 6 ults coming up. So they've been patient at the very least.
Hello. Stoop gets pulled down behind the wall, has to back away, didn't lose a whole lot of health there, which ended up working out. And here comes the explosion for Rise Nation, not getting anything with that. Blocked. Meanwhile, big Earth Shatter coming back from Stoop on the other side, caught up in the Graviton Surge, so not able to quite follow up like they would have wanted to, but it's okay. The hook lands on Red Sea, Buds gets a couple kills, and Fnatic going to be able to hold the point again, and now just a minute and a half remaining. It is getting really scary for Rise Nation. I mean,
there's a world of difference. If we look at Rise Nation coming in with nearly 6 ults up, and we saw the difference between the way that they use the D.Va ult and the Graviton Surge compared to Fnatic, it looks sloppy. They're not executing these combos properly at all. They're throwing it out without foresight. The D.Va ult basically useless in that initial push.
Yeah, here we go again. Destro now with that nano boost. Fnatic trying to hold. Destro not really finding any targets to swing at. Fnatic doing a good job of scattering there. Red Sea gets a kill on a Hoppercool though, and maybe, just maybe, they can put something together here. It looks like the fight's going pretty well so far. Nice right click on Navanathil, and finally Rise Nation going to be able to get that payload rolling.
Yeah, again, they did come in still with a couple of ults remaining, so have that advantage. Actually push it through this time, but we're looking at a very, not a full hold, but a very long hold from Fnatic on point number 1. And I just think over time, when they've demonstrated the better use of the ult economy, the more coordinated teamwork, it's going to be difficult for Rise to complete this map at all.
Yeah. Kind of starting to seem that way. Fnatic getting plenty of time to post up defensively here. No hero swaps going on. Whole hog used just right away, just trying to buy some times. It looks like. I mean, here comes CoolMat69 from behind. Graviton Surge again. That coordination working out for them so far. Hoppercool gets 1, but everybody else piles in for the cleanup, and Fnatic with a clean near team wipe. Midnight just taking a nap. Makes sense. At midnight, that's usually what you want to be doing.
Well, it's just such smart play too. You have the sleep dart already on the D.Va, and look how long they're waiting. They're toying with Midnight right now. They're going to sleep dart him again because they're split spotting him super hard, right? Excellent play from Fnatic there.
Yeah.
They basically milked the maximum amount of time that they could have out of that spawn. And look how much, it's like 20 seconds gone now that Rise Nation is not going to be able to push.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the few drawbacks of playing D.Va is that you can get very badly split spawned if you get knocked out of the suit and then nobody kills you for a while. So Rise can take a little bit of time. All right, they're going to pop that Graviton Surge going in. They're going to try for their own bigger bang combo, and Midnight gets enough, and that's a big team fight win for Rise. Nice wombo combo there. Fnatic's still on the point now, but maybe they'll get to push the payload a bit.
I mean, finally we're seeing some better combo work from Rise Nation, and that is the key ingredient that they're going to need if they actually are going to finish this map. But they're not going to be able to push this all the way through point number 2. Fortunately for them, they have the Earth Shatter, they have the Nano Boost to keep working with, but as I say that, a lot of Fnatic ults are coming online right now, and the combination of the self-destruct and the whole hog are very good at pushing teams off a payload, particularly in overtime.
Right.
So we'll see if Fnatic is patient, if they can push it to that point.
All right, Earth Shatter comes in. That was actually a good one for Rise Nation. They popped the Nano Boost onto Destro as well, just doing everything they can to take that second point. Meanwhile, Fnatic grabs a couple kills himself, and it looks like they'll be able to hold for the moment. Oh boy, Red Sea kind of on his own. Destro there as well, but Fnatic gonna hold, and now just down to sub-minute left, down to just about 45 seconds. It's getting desperate for Rise.
And Rise Nation, they were trying to play aggressively right now. They wanted to nano boost Destro and send him in. Unfortunately, Fnatic launched the D.Va ult over the top, and when you have the nano boosted Reinhardt needing to do that damage and not there to pick up with the shield, nothing to protect them. So some actually free kills for Hoppercool in the back line, who's been having such a great use of that self-destruct so far on King's Row.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Coming in, 75% for Spirit, getting pretty close to that Graviton Surge. See if they get a chance to use it. It's do or die, man. They need to make this push work, and they really need to push the rest of the way. But oh, big Earth Shatter coming in from Stoop and Fnatic, jumping right onto Rise Nation. Rise Nation drops the sound barrier to try to turn it around, and they will push coolmat69 back a little bit. Fnatic having to take more of a defensive posture. There's the Graviton Surge now, but where's the follow-up? Destro getting in there, swinging. He's got the biotic grenade on him. Retzi gets the kill, though, onto Buds, and maybe, just maybe, Rise will be able to at least take point B here. He's got the whole hog. Will he use it? Probably wants to save it. Another hook comes in. Vonnefield does go down. So they're in overtime, but they will take point B, give themselves a little bit more time here. Yeah, just a little bit. 1:30 added to the clock, and it's still ticking down. They've got a long way to go, and even then, even if they make it all the way there, Time Bank certainly heavily favoring Fnatic for the time being. And Fnatic also sitting on another pile of ultimates here, and that's not going to work. Well, I mean, he tried. It was a good idea. All right, Graviton Surge. Meanwhile, Retzi pops a Nano Boost. Well, he gets a Nano Boost on him, uses that whole hog as well. In response, Stoop with the Nano Boost on the Reinhardt. Coolmat trying to block. Oh, that was actually a really nice Earth Shatter coming in, knocking down a lot of Fnatic, but not a lot of follow-up going on. Midnight drops that self-destruct. Meanwhile, Happy Cool gets back in his suit as well. And that payload getting pushed a little bit farther here. Fnatic looking a little bit scattered in that fight. Well, Fnatic was split up by the Diva ult from Midnight next to the part, and that allowed Rise to extract quite a few ultimates from Fnatic and to take the team fight. A little bit of divide and conquer right there, even though we did see what looked like a pretty good engagement from Fnatic. Not going to be able to follow through, and now Rise Nation pushing all the way through. Buds is flipping over to the Tracer for some stall. Yeah, just has to draw out this as long as he can. Spirit nearly has that Graviton Surge again, and there it is, going to pop it immediately. Fnatic, were they expecting it? Where's the follow-up? Meanwhile, another Earth Shatter comes in from Destro. He's going to get the pin on the Stoop and take that Reinhardt out of the fight. Meanwhile, 3 versus 3 on the payload here. Spirit, the roast Coolmat. And now they got to get rid of Happy Cool. Pops him out of the suit right now. Bud's still there. Custa goes down. There goes Buds. And maybe they'll be able to get the payload there. They will. Wow. Rise Nation completing their offensive round. What a heroic effort at the end. And I really got to say, they seem to really calm down, come together for the second half of that offensive round. Maybe we're going to have a pretty close series after all. It was a bit of a mess, Stoa, when they were on defense. It was a bit of a mess when they were attacking that first point. But like you said, I think they calmed down, finally started hitting some of those combos. It looked a lot cleaner in some of those team fights, and they actually put some of the fight to Fnatic, but we're still looking at a pretty insane difference here on the Time Bank. Yeah, I think Fnatic was definitely not expecting that Graviton Surge to come out at the very end, right when Spirit got it again. He got that so fast, actually. Yeah, absolutely. Well, it is going to bump up to a minute in the Time Bank, which will add, of course, the same amount of time, 58 seconds in this case, to the clock of Fnatic. So we're looking at Fnatic going to be defending first here, and they will have 3 minutes and 49 seconds on their attack, and only a minute here. So not much time. One, if you're lucky, 2 pushes coming out from Rise Nation. So they are going to have to be decisive. I mean, Kings Row is one of those maps that it usually does take, sometimes even the best teams, a few tries to get that point A. And when you only have a minute left, you're going up against Fnatic, it's looking pretty tough for Rise to take this point A at least, and if they don't, Fnatic's got a lot of time to work with. Especially in this meta, Doa, when we're talking about so many tanks and so much healing coming from Ana. Some of these fights can last 2 minutes as it is in tank wars, so it's basically hoping that they get a lucky hook. Yep. And that lucky hook does not happen for Retzi. They're going to try to cut through the hotel, come around from behind, force Fnatic into a bit of a defensive position there. There's a hook, bringing in Half a Cool. On that Diva, getting very, very low. Biotic Grenade helping out. Oh, Stoop goes deep, maybe a little bit too deep as he gets eliminated. The hook does not hit from Retzi, but Rise Nation on that point right now. They've already got 2/3 of the control meter built up here. They may be able to take the point right away in their first push. Fnatic just falling apart here. Well, I mean, credit to Retzi. He got the flank in around the side, missed that first hook, but Fnatic saw them all walking into the hotel, so shouldn't have been that much of a surprise. They've over-committed on the front end of the point, and this is where it gets scary, because yes, they don't have a lot of time, but if you can sit on the payload in overtime for long enough, you can be very, very dangerous on these hybrid maps. And there's still the opportunity for Rise to, in theory, full hold, or at least push this payload potentially to the end, as long as they cannot leave it. And I will say it's hard to do that in a meta where you have Graviton Surge against you, you have self-destruct, and you have whole hog. Staying on that payload is quite difficult. Yeah. Nano Boost used on Destro immediately. They just want to push this payload as far as they can. It is overtime. They can't leave the payload. That bar will drain so fast. Destro looks like his shield is nearly gone, though. Yeah, has to take a break there. Half-a-Cool comes in, waiting for it, gets his Zarya shield to stay alive for the moment. Stoop getting the nano boost, and he's going to push Rise Nation back. Midnight, the only one on the point right now. There's a self-destruct coming in. Don't know quite who that one is for. Midnight does get the kill on Nirvana, though, there, and Buds takes out Destro. Looks like they pushed him off for the moment. No, Midnight gets back on the point. Oh, but that is it, and that's what we're talking about. You got to stay on that point in overtime. It decays so fast now.
Yeah, but you can't. There was a whole hug coming in, knocking the D.Va off. That's the thing, is that you don't even have to kill everybody. You just have to move them off the payload. It goes long enough that bar drains nearly instantaneously.
Right.
So they did the right thing, waited for those ults to come off, pushed everybody off the payload, and that's going to be it. So not a great distance there, but at least they got the first point, and Rise does have a chance now if they can hold for 349.
Yeah, and you absolutely can hold the first point of King's Row. It happens all the time. And we will see if Rise Nation can maybe take the first map here. They've at least put themselves in the position to do it. And, you know, again, looking much better at the second half of their offensive round, looking much better right there in that first time bank round. And so Fnatic, I think they're gonna need to dig deep to keep this one competitive.
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty confident in 3 minutes and 49 seconds.
Thanks, hype killer Monte Cristo. Appreciate it.
I'm here to build up the hype. Destroy all hype.
Knock it all down again.
That's my job, man.
Thanks a lot.
Hype ruiner.
Appreciate it.
Well, we're going to see the same thing from Rise. Fnatic, probably going to see the same thing from them, too. Hopefully, we'll have some more experimental or creative compositions the longer this tournament goes on.
I mean, you know, before you would see things like Widowmaker, Hanzo on this first point, but, you know, Widowmaker and Hanzo, what are they going to really do against 4 tanks? So
the correct answer is give Ana ultimate charge by healing.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly what they do.
That is what they do.
Yeah. And you don't want to do that, generally. They're not that troll. So here we go. Fnatic trying to go through the hotel. Rise Nation backing away. Retzi there looking for the pick. They're going to try to trap him into a hotel. It's a shooting gallery. Retzi, though, gets slept, gets woken up again, but Buds pulls him in, gets very low by a grenade to keep him healthy, though. Rise Nation holding this point. They've got him. Half-a-Cool gets pulled out. Nearly popped out of that D.Va suit. I think he stayed in there. Yeah, he did. All right.
And now we're in Reinhardt Shield Wars, Doa.
All right. My favorite wars. Oh, there's a hook. Oh, nice pick on Defaz there. And Spirit goes down as well. So Fnatic in a great position to maybe take this point. Yeah, Retzi taken out, and this is certainly going to be a point they take for Fnatic. It was a little bit slower on the initial push, but they will take it on their first try. And, you know, now with about what, you think maybe 240 or so, 235 after the payload comes out all the way. Yeah. You're going to have a lot of time to push this payload and take this map.
At virtually no distance, too, right? Yeah. And they are going to be walking in with an ult advantage. Again, you can use Half-a-Cool. Fnatic has a chance to nano boost the D.Va, get the D.Va into the back line, fire down the supports, and then use the self-destruct immediately thereafter. So that's a pretty powerful push that you can engineer right now. Also could use it, of course, on the Reinhardt, try and create a forward threat, and then pop the D.Va over the top of everybody with that self-destruct. And keeps on rolling, and Coolmat up top, trying to be a little bit sneaky. 5 ults available for Fnatic, so it's like nothing's going to stop them now besides a pretty serious error.
Yeah. Rise Nation, there's the Graviton Surge, and they caught him with the Nano Boost too, and now here's the D.Va Explosion. It works. Half-a-Cool gets 3. Stoop takes a nap afterwards, but hey, that was hard work holding up that shield for so long. Fnatic actually not able to push this payload too much right now. There we go. Finally,
they did Nano Boost to Lucio.
Hey man, you got to get Lucio in there once in a while.
But yes, another combo. I need to know, Doa. I need to know how many self-destruct kills Half-a-Cool has had in this map so far. It has been insane. It's over 10.
Yeah, I think he's at 12, and that's going to be Fnatic taking the map. Of course, after that team fight, no trouble at all, pushing it just that short distance to win it. And Fnatic will go up 1-0 in this series.
Yeah, I mean, Rise Nation did bounce back, but the poor play, I think, on their initial defense did hurt them quite a bit, didn't give them hardly any time.
No answer other than absolutely, yeah. Why wouldn't I? Don't you know me?
I do, and
this should not surprise you at all.
It does not surprise me. It does appall me, but it does not surprise me.
It kind of, come on, it's my devotion is kind of admirable a little, right?
No. Hey, do you like quad tank?
Well, not really, but let's watch it anyway. Here we go. The fight begins on the village in Nepal. And Bud's looking for those early picks. It was a good biotic grenade. Midnight picking up a kill on the custom. That's going to really slow things down for Fnatic right off the bat here. It's a pretty even fight, though. Looks like Fnatic going to chase people back. There's the kill on the Spirit, yeah. So Fnatic just kind of picking apart Rise Nation as they move towards the point. As the point unlocks here.
Well, Rise Nation had some awkward positioning on sort of both sides of Fnatic right there. And Fnatic played the team fight well, just backed off onto one flank and went back into the room and cleaned it up. So seeing the Rise Nation members filter back into this fight right now.
Yeah. All right. Midnight jumping back in the Diva suit, and already self-destruct being used. He's got his nearly. Yep, there it is. Got the nano boost as well. Whoa, there we go. There's a kill on the Buds. Roadhog hooked and then taken out. And there's a pushback, man, and he can zone really well with his ultimate if he needs to. The point taken by Rise Nation first off, so showing their strength on these control maps already. But Fnatic not ready to give things up just yet.
Yeah, just keep on fighting, and that's it. So, I mean, look how long this fight has lasted. This is part of that quad tank meta. It is still going on, and yes, Rise was able to actually cap in the middle of that, but it will quickly go back the way of Fnatic, 17%, but Fnatic is going to have a little bit more of a stabilizing time now, coming up on some big ultimates here, already having that Graviton Surge, so should be able to get well more than 17%, and they are going to just move on top of the high ground.
Well, it's like you said, when we look at both of these teams and we look at what happened in the last match, it really seems like it's Fnatic's ult efficiency, ult usage that's really set them apart in one of the big ways. And so where are they all close to those ultimates? And there's 2 Graviton Surges going down. Where's the follow-up? Looks like it's coming in for Fnatic. Coolmat getting a couple, and Bud's helping out with that whole hog. Getting a little bit low, but he's still got a decent amount of health remaining. And Midnight, yep, they're going to just let him bounce around there. Why not, man? Bunny blast all day. Just get split spawn.
Yeah, and you know, Midnight, gonna hop off the map. Despite having the mech up, so resetting, respawning with the rest of his team. And Fnatic, again, one thing that is cool about this meta is that there are so many different ways that you can combo your ultimates in with this particular group of heroes. We saw it there. Nice job from Fnatic using the Graviton Surge into the whole hog instead of pushing people back. Just does immense damage in that case.
There we go. Stoop with the Earth Shatter. Doesn't really catch a whole lot. Whoa. Retzi takes it out spontaneously. Here comes the explosion. Coolmat, though, getting the kills, and Fnatic coming out ahead so far in this team fight. Kind of separated a bit, but yeah, so that's Retzi kind of on his own.
Yeah, Retzi going down pretty early in that fight. And when we look at the comboing again from Rise Nation, we see Desro come in with that nano boost, hit the Earth Shatter. Not the greatest Earth Shatter in the world, really only containing Buds. And then the crowd control from Fnatic, making sure that he wasn't able to get any damage while boosted. And we are ticking up to 90% here, and they've only got a whole hog, which by itself isn't that great.
Oh, and they don't have a Roadhog.
No, they don't have it.
Yeah, they may have the Sound Barrier. Yeah, Faz drops that immediately as soon as it comes up. Bud's going to come in, but all they have is that defensive ult, and now they're going to pull out the Zarya, and that is a problem for Locke. Yeah, goodbye, man. Locke, Spirit, both go down. There goes Faz, and Fnatic with that overtime bar ticking down. They're going to take the village.
Yeah, they will. Rise with the early percent on the point, but other than that, it really was all Fnatic going through.
And I feel like we're seeing kind of more of what we've already been seeing in this match, where it is Fnatic being, better with the ult efficiency, better with the comboing. The cohesion just simply looks better on this team. And it's not a big surprise either. Fnatic's been around for a while. Rise Nation just kind of getting things started here. So, you can't really be too surprised, but it's not over yet.
No, it's not. And also, Rise Nation's first time on a stage.
Yeah, well, first time on a stage that they actually end up playing.
Fair enough. They were in London, unfortunately. Didn't work out too well in terms of actually playing games of Overwatch there, but this is the first time that they are actually going to be in the environment where they are playing on that stage, and that brings out very different things in a lot of players. That's why we usually disregard online results, because they are certainly not as consequential and don't have that same feel and demonstration of a team's, I think, real abilities.
Fnatic just sticking with the quad tank like you always see. A little bit of a swap for Rise Nation, though, is Retzi going to be using that Tracer. Fnatic, though, getting the majority of the early kills. Midnight popped out of that Diva suit. already.
Yeah, I think
there's the point building up for Fnatic.
Yeah, I think they really did need to make a change. They were obviously losing the quad tank versus quad tank game. They were not getting all those same combos that we saw from Fnatic. So switching over to a more slippery hit scan, of course, like Tracer, it does require the enemy Roadhog to really hit the hooks or the right clicks, because there's not going to be a McCree or anything, at least initially in this game, to try and shut that Tracer down.
It's a ton of pressure on Retzi, though, because he needs to get into the back lines and kill Vonethil, kill Gusta. I mean, if he can't do that, there's not much he can do to these tanks that can't be immediately healed back up again with biotic grenades. So there's a lot of pressure on this guy to make the picks, to get in a position, and Fnatic knows that. It's a very, obvious strategy that Rise Nation is going for, and with some defensive play protecting those supports, it should be okay. Nanoboost used on the stoop, and they're going to push Rise Nation back.
Oh,
nice.
that's a huge Earth Shatter.
Yep. That is going to be 3 kills for Stoop as they completely crack 4 kills as they wreck Rise Nation.
That was a great play coming in there.
It was just a really clean ultimate, man.
Yep. They caught them all on the stairs coming into the map, and here we go. We've seen this before, and this makes Midnight
he missed his, whoopsie. All right.
Right over the top there, but doesn't matter. Finisher still coming in, and Fnatic again playing with a lot of poise, getting the split spawn on the D.Va, maximizing that time. And that on a control map like this, that's a huge amount of time. I mean, look at that. They're at 60% now, and the push has now been delayed. They're going to get about 10% just off of the split spawn, really.
Yeah. Lock very close to the nano boost. Should have it in just a moment here as Rise contests the point. Diving in, Destro gets it, nano boost. Oh no! With Earth Shatter! Saves him at the moment he gets out barely. Whoa, that was a close call for Retzi. Man, staring death in the face. Well, actually it wasn't because he was asleep at the time, but we were doing it. Buzz gets 3 kills though on that Roadhog, putting the whole hog to good use, and that's a whole lot of kills for Fnatic.
Yeah, again, the whole hog in combination with the Graviton Surge, you get so much damage when they're not being knocked back, and that's going to set up pretty clean 100-0 looks like here for Fnatic.
Well, Retzi just trying to force overtime at the moment with that Tracer, and you can be very annoying on that hero in this situation. Not if you get hooked though. Buzz with a nice hook out of that Graviton Surge, and Fnatic, they just gotta keep Rise Nation off the point, and as Rise Nation is again kind of streaming in one by one, this kind of lack of coordination is not gonna help them take the point, and Fnatic will go ahead and take point 2 here on Nepal.
I mean, it was in overtime, they had no choice, had to get somebody on the point there, but not gonna work out. Fnatic with the target selection, quickly just body bagging the members of Rise Nation one by one. We are going to move on to Sanctum now, and we'll see. This is Rise Nation's last stand.
It really is. It's best of 3, so they got to win here or this match is over.
Yeah, absolutely. So Fnatic looking very collected, looking very precise and clean in their play so far, and Rise Nation just hasn't been able to overcome that here in their first best of 3. So
that's right.
See if they can take it on Sanctum. They are going to have to win out 3 different points in a row if they want to keep themselves alive in this series.
Going to Sanctum, which, by definition should be a very quiet, peaceful place, but not anymore. Thanks a lot. Why'd you put the control point there?
Fighting in a monastery, man.
Yep. Retzi over onto the McCree this time, so swapping things up, and I like this. You have to make changes. I don't know if the McCree's the answer, but they got to do something. Buzz gets hooked early, doesn't stay alive. Good start for Rise Nation right off the bat here.
Yep, Retzi going to pick up that kill too. Vonethil does take out Desro, and we see the high ground. Reinhardt shield breaking wars, at least the fan, the hammer, when you bring McCree onto this map, is efficient at quickly breaking that Reinhardt shield.
I think Desro might have gotten booped off the edge there. Ooh. No, goodbye, Spirit. You are now an actual Spirit. And Cool Matt and the rest of Fnatic pushing him back. Vonethil just sitting on the point for the moment to fill up that control meter, get the control percent going. And now the unfortunate thing for Rise Nation is Sanctum is one of those rounds that you can really hold if you get the point. You can really block and spawn quite easily, especially if you do this. Earth Shatter after that nano boost, and he is going to absolutely destroy Rise Nation.
Oh man, Fnatic playing a bit cocky. You see Midnight up on top of the building. They are playing way far forward at the moment, and
very cocky.
Yeah, they need to back off right here. Sure, got a couple of initial kills right there, and now Fnatic doing the smart thing, just backing in, and Coolmat's gonna wait for a flank with his Graviton dog.
Oh dear, and he's gonna use it. They did not see him there, and here comes the bigger bang, and where the kills don't get him because most Rise Nation was already dead, so they didn't need the self-destruct to do a whole lot, I guess.
Coolmat's setups on the Graviton have been excellent so far in this series. Fnatic's communication obviously working quite well for them, hitting combo after combo here. And they know they've got no ultimates now, blew all of them. They're going to play a little bit further back, but only the nano boost up. Retzi swapping over to the Soldier for some more Reinhardt shield spam here, see if they can get that hook in after breaking the shield just a little bit faster.
I like the swap over to Soldier 76. It's, again, you got to try something. Good Earth Shatter actually comes through. Destro with a nano boost takes down Stoop. Buzz gets a kill onto Soupy in the end. Actually, Midnight does take down Buzz, so maybe they do have a chance here. Nano boost on the Hapacool, on the D.Va, and he is going to nearly go off the edge there, but gets back on just in time. I like how D.Va and the suit get a name now, apparently. Spectator
I guess that has been happening for a little bit now.
That's fun. I just enjoy it, man. And they actually will take the point. So Rise Nation kind of grinding out a fight here and getting some control percent building for them finally.
Yeah, we saw at least the initial nano boost onto the Reinhardt work pretty well. Caught one of the tanks out in the front lines. The Lucio ult might have been a little bit late there from Fnatic to really turn the tide of that fight. Now Rise Nation in a very good position.
Now Spirit got hooked in, and that's a nice pick for Fnatic. They're going to drop the Graviton Surge as well, and Bud's going to pop that whole hog for another at least one kill anyway. Goes for the hook. Ooh, got that shield up just in time. Destro saving himself. Hapacool finds a kill on Destro anyway, and now Fnatic on the point right now.
This has been
good hook on the lock. Nice turn to bring that Ana in real close. Worked out very well.
Yeah, this has been that was a pretty sloppy defense from Rise. They were split between actually trying to clog the choke point like we see Fnatic doing right now and actually being on the point. Basically on Sanctum, you almost never want to be on the point. You either want to be on the high ground opposite the point, especially if your Soldier has the tac visor up, or you want to be playing in the choke point very far forward.
Overtime.
Yeah, Retzi actually managed to sneak his way back onto the point, but I just don't think that's going to be enough.
I mean, this is the match right now. As soon as that overtime bar is gone, Fnatic will take this best of 3. This is a last-ditch effort for Rise Nation. They get a nice Earth Shatter, but no follow-up because of that explosion from Hapacool. But Fnatic has lost 5 out of their 6 members, and Rise may actually be able to take the point back. They do. They stay alive for the moment.
That was really clutch. Most importantly, they actually booped, looked like Buds off of the high ground opposite the point right there. So they took the Roadhog out of that fight very early, turned it into a man advantage, and then translated into a point. But there's still a lot of time left for Fnatic to work with here. Only just above 50% for Rise.
Wow. All right. Well, Rise Nation staying alive for the moment, but here comes Fnatic. No else to work with at the moment. Destro does get the nano boost. Spirit goes in, gets hit with the sleep dart somehow as he tries to plant that bomb. Doesn't end up killing anyone. Fnatic uses the sound barrier to stay healthy. Good Earth Shatter, but again, no follow-up. That's the issue. So many decent ults from Rise Nation, but just no follow-up on them. Coolmat comes in, drops that Graviton Surge, and there goes the rest of Rise Nation. Not a lot of defense left on the point right now. And Locke kind of on his own on the Ana, can't get into the point. Causes the overtime in the end, I believe, but that is going to be it. Fnatic going to take the first best of 5 here at the Overwatch Invitational at MLG Vegas. GG.
I'm really impressed with what we saw from Fnatic right there. Just again, time after time, nailing the ult combos, obviously communicating very well. And Stoop gets to play the game, no surprise with that big Earth Shatter that he had. And check that one out again, right on the stairs, and then just rolling straight into nano boosted, hammer swinging, and a nice charge kill. Really well done.